I am Authentically Amy, back with part three of my mental health journey. If you haven't seen part one and two, parts one and two, please go watch those first, as this may not make sense if you don't see those first. Hashtag Authentically Amy, and just search for my mental health journey, and you should be able to find those on whatever platform you're on. Today, I am digging back into my journal and giving you a peek inside the passage that I'm reading today. You will feel and you will see the back and forth. This is what happens in my brain, that when I think one thing, I understand it and I realize I need to change that. And you will see that take place before your eyes right here as I allow you into my journal. Please know that I'm not sharing everything from my journal, because there are things that are very intimate and involve other people. And so those I'm choosing not to share. But from part two, I want to explain a couple things that I didn't get into the video last time. One of them is, and I put these words on the screen, but you may have missed it. A therapist friend of mine said that the reason they didn't prepare me, didn't tell me what I could bring and what I couldn't bring, was because I may not come back. Like if they told me all that I couldn't bring and all that was going to happen inside there, that I may not have come back. And so they just told me to bring a sweater. The other thing is, actually, there are two other things. Once I got finally back to the area, they call it a unit, where my bed was, they didn't let me go to my bed. I had to stay at the nurse's station, and I had a suitcase. They lit in a purse and some books, and they literally just up on the counter unzipped my suitcase, unzipped my purse, dumped everything out from my purse, and in my suitcase they went through everything like with a fine tooth comb. And over she was saying, well, you can't bring this, it's got a drawstring. You can't bring this, it's got a cord. Or you can't bring this, because I had my flat iron. Like, I didn't know what to expect. I had my flat iron, I had my makeup, and all the things. And over and over again, you can't take this. And she kept saying, we'll put it under your bed. You can't take this, but we'll put it under your bed. And I kept thinking, I have no idea what that means. What do you mean you're going to put it under my bed? If you sit it under my bed, then I can access it. Excuse me. I didn't know what that meant because I hadn't experienced it before. So over and over again, I ended up with two pair of pants. One of them was a pajama set, and I allowed her to cut the string out of the pants because it was just pajamas, and it was an older pair. The others, I didn't want her to cut the strings out of my pants. And I didn't know to bring sweatpants because I didn't know about the drawstring thing. So I ended up with two pair of pants and just a few shirts I could wear. And I wore my tennis shoes, but thankfully I brought some just little like flip flop type shoes. And because they took the shoestrings out of my shoes and I couldn't wear them, they were flopping around everywhere. So I was able to wear my little house shoes, my little sandals, flip flop type shoes most of the time. But it was very, very disturbing for someone to go through everything, all of your things, with a fine tooth comb and say, no, you can't have this, you can't have this, you can't have this. So after they did that, they said, okay, well, they said we need to go search for skin irritation. Is that okay with you? And I said, yeah, like I didn't know what that meant. And so they take me into this private room, two female nurses, and they say, okay, take off your shirt. And I was like, what? They said, we got to check. We got to check. I didn't know what that meant. Got to check. The nurse at the front said they're checking for skin irritations. That's all I knew. And so I ended up having to take everything off. They let me leave my underwear on, but I had to pull it up so that they could see the parts. Sorry if that's too much information for you, but they literally nearly strip searched me in this mental health hospital. And when I took my bra off, she said, "Oh, you can't have this. It's got a metal wire under it." And I was like, "What the heck? I can't have my bra. I'm gonna have to. No, I'm not gonna say that. Anyway, ladies, you know what I'm talking about." And she said, "Well, we can cut the wire out." And I said, "Thankfully, I brought a sports bra. Sorry, guys, if this is too much, but it just is what it is, right?" And so I said, "No, just put it with the rest of my stuff. I'll just wear my sports bra." That was very, very unsettling. That was my first experience after I got back into the place where I was going to be for the next week. And that's how it started. So you can imagine what I was dealing with and what I was feeling and all the anxiety and all of the stuff that was going on inside my body and my brain and my mind at that time. And so the journal entries I'm reading from to you today are still on that very first day, it was a Sunday, but I got there, really late Saturday night and it turned into Sunday morning. I didn't get to my bed until about 2:45 a.m. And so this is still that day. I didn't read all of it from in part 2, so I'm picking up there. So today I'm feeling very anxious. Right? I'm feeling very anxious. It's after 10 a.m. on Sunday, and I only made it to my room about 3 a.m. I have slept on and off, talked to a few people, worked through my frustration as I tried to get the meds I need for the day. Side note, I brought all of my meds with me, and they would not give them to me until they could verify them with the pharmacist. I'm just like, because I understand the protocol. Like, people bring in stuff and pretend like it's something else. So I wasn't able to take some of my medicines. Like, I don't have a thyroid, and I wasn't able to take my thyroid medicines that first day. So that was really, really even added more to the anxiety. So I was frustrated as I was trying to get the meds that I needed. I have showered. I ate breakfast alone by choice. And I'm beginning to work through my Polish the Mirror self-discovery book, which I don't have one in front of me, but that's my new book, the Reflective Coloring Workbook. I took a copy. While I wrote it, I had never gone through it myself. And so I thought, I'm just going to take this and I'm going to work through it while I'm here. So I began to work through that as if someone else wrote it. I was going through it as if someone else wrote it, and as if the other version of myself is guiding me and leading me into this new version of myself. It was really powerful for me, and I will talk more about that book because it helped me tremendously. But it really was like that other version of me was just leading and guiding me through into this new version of me. It really was a beautiful thing. I have already taken meds for a migraine and a new one for anxiety, as I'm really struggling with all of the downtime. The schedule has group therapy and a group activity listed for 9:45 a.m., but another patient told me that they don't normally do them on the weekends. It's stressing me out because I came here to do them and I don't want to miss anything. Now, this is part of my personality right here. I'm reminding myself, see, I have the stress and then I bring it back around. I'm reminding myself that I also came here to learn more about my interests, and downtime is a great way to do that. I'm so used to doing something all of the time. On this first day, I'm finding that piece difficult to manage. The afternoon has gone much better. I don't know if it's due to the anxiety meds they're giving me or if I'm learning to accept the unpredictability, or because the schedule seems to be falling into place. The activities are happening as planned. I really enjoyed yoga session today. It's very similar to somatic exercises that I do at my home. In a moment of connectedness during yoga, I asked myself who I want to be, and I could not come up with anything, nor could I picture anything. I will sit with this question and allow it to surface as it may when it's time. While I still find myself wanting to isolate, a few people have struck up conversations with me and it went better than I expected. I'm struggling with not being able to use my skincare and seeing myself and my dry skin in the mirror. It's not a pleasant sight, but it is what it is for now. I'm trying to accept it instead of pushing against it. And that's how that day one journal entry ended right there. And I go into the next day, which I'll share in the next video. The amount of downtime really, really was a struggle to me. And I'll talk more about it throughout the journal. So if you have questions, want to know more, please let me know. Please share this, share it, comment, like all of the things so that it will reach more people. My whole purpose in sharing this part of my journey is to help normalize talking about mental health and to help break the stigma. And so you can help me do that by sharing this and getting more eyes on it so that we can help do that and get more help for people, that people will know that help is available and feel like it's okay to ask for help, that it doesn't make you weak. It makes you that you are strong. It takes strength and courage and bravery to ask for help. So I am authentically Amy. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.